Today we are gonna make rice wraps Matt's way. This dish is super easy. Use all the veggies you got in your fridge. Most important is just having a variation of colors, and all these are just standard in my cabinet. So these are ingredients to make the tahini peanut sauce that we'll be dipping everything in. With some spice, of course, some sriracha, but we'll get there in a little bit. We got our sharp knife that we sharpened before working on this project. Makes it quite easy to slice. And we're just gonna do matchstick size pieces. Just dragging the blade down the cutting board. Spread them out. I'm gonna cut these in half. Facilissimo. Let's get some color in there. So we're gonna just do we got the purple cabbage, and now we're gonna do some green cabbage. Yeah. So I'm kind of doing the same technique I did for the purple, just giving a few slices like this, and then cutting this direction like so. Okay, that looks good. All right, next, let's throw in some carrots, some crunch, some sweetness, some umami flavor. I'm gonna do this in my mandolin. The mandolin can be a little scary, so be careful when you start with this. So commit. The second you hesitate, that's when you cut your finger off. Beautiful little carrots. Let's put them in a bowl and put these to the side as well. A lettuce-less, fork-less salad. Let's get some more color in here. Some sweet red bell pepper, matching thinly sliced pieces. This is where all the time is. Once all this prep work is done, it's super easy to just put all the rice paper burritos together. These are gonna stay good in the fridge for a few days. It's just more of the expiration of the vegetables. So I like to eat them fresh, and to be honest, once you start eating them, you're not going to want to stop eating them. So I rarely have them in the fridge for more than 24 hours. All the end pieces you can dispose in your mouth. Okay, now we got a little bit of red in the mix. I'm a red onion guy. You can exclude the red onions if that flavor is a little too powerful for you, but I think it'll be okay for you even. You know who I'm talking to, that red onion hater. Just cut it really thin. Use a little bit. It's gonna add a nice flavor to it, so give it a try. So I've explained this in other videos, but when you're cutting, especially these thin julienne slices, you wanna have the blade of your knife against your knuckles like this. So you never wanna see the tips of your fingers. That is the danger zone, okay? Oh my God, it's getting so close to the edge. What do I do? Boom, flip it, pop it on its side. Now you can do the same thing. I think that is plenty of red onions, so we're gonna put that here. This is a pretty good lineup I have here. In addition, I would add beets. Raw beets are amazing in here, crunchy, sweet. The carrots kind of have a similar profile, so I'm not stressing about that, but I could add another bell pepper. I think I'm gonna pass today and just go for these tomatoes, and then we can make that sauce. Now we're gonna cut the tomatoes. We can do a couple different things right here. We could just split it in half. It's gonna be a little bit thicker, and I think that's okay in there. Or cutting them like a ½ centimeter thick. So I'm getting about 4 cuts out of each one of these. And for tomatoes, I always dress it with a little bit of salt. That's why you need a sharp knife. Look how smooth that was. Effortless. All right, I've got this little salt and pepper mixture that I always keep together. It's probably 3 parts salt, 2 parts pepper. And I'm just gonna give it a little bit of dressing on the cutting board like this. I like to bend my knees when I do this. Up and down, up and down. A little more. This is actually the only salt and pepper I'm gonna put into the wrap, so I'm letting the tomatoes be the vessel of this salt and pepper. Oh, we have a little sumac too. This, I've talked about in other episodes, is a great flavor bomb of acidity and little earthiness. Yeah, a lot of people think it has that tahini profile, but it's actually a fruit that grows on a tree and is all natural, so it's just one thing. All right, so I'm mixing that all together. So now it's got saltiness, a little bit of acidity, and we're gonna put this in this wooden bowl. Okay, last but not least, most important in fact, the herbs. This is what I had in my fridge. You can use whatever herb profile you want. Today I have a handful of cilantro, a handful of basil, and just a little bit of mint. So for the mint and the basil, I'm gonna wanna de-stem. But for the cilantro, I'm keeping the stems on. You do not wanna let that go. So we've got spearmint and regular mint. I just randomly had these things in my fridge. This was not planned, but honestly, this is a good mix. Okay, and it doesn't matter that they're all together. I'm chopping them all together. Don't matter, they're going to the same home. So this is like my little herb mix. Oh, the smell's coming. I don't know if you can smell it through your screen, but we got a good flavor profile here. So I know this seemed like a lot of things that just happened, but that really just took me 15 minutes to do all this prep work. And now we can make some wraps. All right, we've got the best choice gluten-free rice paper wraps here. I think they all are the best choice. It's rice paper wraps. I don't think there's a brand that's better than the other. Something I've learned about these rice burritos is you want to put it in the water quickly, in and out. I think on the package it says 10-15 seconds, but for me it makes it impossible to roll and it's gonna get wet just sitting on the board. So just a quick in and out, something like this. Ooh, we already got a little crack here. So we're gonna put the crack side on that end. We don't have to throw it away. And now it's really up to you how you want to do this. This is your canvas. You can create the art. You've got all these really nice colors. If you have some sesame seeds, which I don't have, but I would have put those down first because then you can roll it up and then you have these like little polka dot sesame seeds in there. I think it would look really nice. I think for the first few wraps, I'm going to switch it up a bit. First few wraps, I'm going to do this herb mixture first and just kind of sprinkle it on the wrap like so, okay? Maybe some red. Let's get these juicy tomatoes on the outside. That looks pretty nice. Boom, boom, boom. Layer of carrots. Let's get some of these cucumbers. Something like this. Ooh, this is coming together very nice. For the camera needs to eat too. The camera needs to see too. Let's just do a thin layer of onions. We don't need to go too crazy here. I don't know how much people like onions. And then the filler is the cabbage, okay? So we got two types of cabbage, so we're just gonna do about that much with the white cabbage. I think a little less with the purple cabbage because I'm getting a little worried that this is gonna be too full. Uh-oh. I wasn't even able to get the bell pepper in this round, but that is okay because we've got many rounds to go. All right, this is the tricky part for most people, including myself. It's doing the burrito roll. So you just are folding it on this side like this. In theory, it helps with your mouth open and your neck tilted like this. Hey, not so bad. Not a bad first roll. Okay, I think I can do this. All right, and I've got this cutting board here to the side. I'm gonna put my wraps on this board. Key not to have them touch. They'll stick together and then they're gonna rip, and that is gonna be bad. All right, we just put together the 6 wraps and now we're gonna make about 1.5 cups of this tahini peanut sauce. I'm gonna start with my little box grater. Look how adorable this is. I always keep this on my keychain just in case I need to grate something because it's so cute. All right, so I'm gonna start by grating 2 garlic cloves in here like so. Oh yeah. All right, I do not need to rinse this off. I'm gonna do about the same proportion of ginger. Just because I have a lime here, I'm gonna put a little bit of grated. It's got a nice smell. 2 tablespoons of tahini. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of sriracha, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, 5 tablespoons of warm water. All right, we got everything in the mixing bowl, and now we're gonna give it a mix and then give it a taste test. You guys know the drill. We're gonna just do a little taste test now, something like this. That's good. And then I'm doing a cheek of lime. All right, so probably about a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna add my last ingredient, which is peanuts, just crushed up peanuts. So a couple tablespoons of that just to give it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture. All right, let's plate it and eat it. This is rice wraps Matt's way.